You guys think that if you're unhappy, that's a good reason to leave a marriage? See?
I don't think you're gonna be happy all the time. So I don't. It depends. How long have I been unhappy?
Right.
Because my kids are seeing that.
Right.
I think that matters too. Like
Most don't have nothing to do with
a lot of people.
It don't have anything to do with age. Getting married too late. People don't have the intestinal fortitude for marriage. You get up there and say these vows. It's duty and responsibility, time and pain. It's the kids. It's the rearing. It's lineage and legacy. That's a joke in itself.
But is that not part of the kids?
So
your kids are a direct reflection of you. So if my kids are seeing me unhappy, now what?
What are you talking about?
Because you said happiness in the marriage, because you just said that kids are part of it, right?
Let me explain it to you. You're conflating your happiness with how the kids are treated, right? I'm not even talking about the kids. I'm talking about you being happy, right? I just said that about sex, so don't act like you can't do it about everything else. So now that we have a baseline with that, you can fake it till you make it in front of them kids all the time. Now, kids have discernment. I understand that, but happiness doesn't mean everything has to be egregious in the household. However, we know ebb and flow. Is that a thing, or are we dismissing postpartum?
The postpartum depression.
Do we have menopause?
Right.
And so you guys go through these ebb and flow periods where your happiness is intrinsically not working.
But that's why I agree.
But I'm just saying, but you put it on the kids. Like, no, answer my question directly based on happiness itself.
I did, but I said it depends on how long I've been unhappy. Raising my kids in a house where there's no happiness is not
selfish.
That's not life goals.
Just for the sake to say I have a husband? Are you serious?
No, you made a commitment under the Most High God, right? Unless you don't believe.
Who cares about commitment if I'm unhappy and I'm dying inside?
No, don't interrupt them, Melly. Sorry, Nikki, what you say?
I'm not staying unhappy for 10 months. You talking about 10 years?
Well, I've stayed unhappy for a very, very long time. But who is going to continuously stay in an unhealthy marriage where you're burning inside, you're dying inside, you done forgot who you are, you done forgot your self-worth, and you're just super unhappy, like depressed to that point, just to say I have a husband and I have a family? But
I think that we know how hoes are created. Callie said it earlier. Something about they ain't had their daddy, their daddy didn't love them. That's one. Secondly, most of these hoes been hurt by a man. Just like these niggas that been hurt by women, they become hoes. It's the same thing.
Savage.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Even with what Callie is saying, the lack of love, hopelessness, a deficit, desperation. That's all the same umbrella. I'm desperate for the love of a real man because a man never loved me. So I'm out there for the love of a man, but because I don't know how to properly find love from a man because I never experienced it, so now from the worst experience that I've had and the damage that I've had from men, I'm telling you now I'm only going to use them for what I like them for, because there's no possibility that they could ever even try to love me correctly. And I'm so lost on love, so in the deficit, I'll be desperate. And a lot of women have seen it. The girl come up here, Hamp, remember the girl that came up here who was cosplaying a man? She was a whole butch, calling the women male-centered up here. You're trying to become them niggas. Talk about worship when you think you're fucking up a storm because you're a man and you're acting like a man. That's male worship down to the ground.
So the women who are promiscuous, are we saying they're all desperate?
Majority. I'm not saying that, but I know.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like in my point in my life, I feel like I was being groomed to cater to him.
So at 18, when did you guys break up or stop doing each other?
When I was 21, turning 22.
So you went for about 3 to 4 years. How did you upgrade him?
I think that I gave him a different perspective.
Well, you also feel like after you dated him, I upgraded you, and then all these women want you after what I did for you.
Bro, he was 18, bro. Like, you grilling him, bro. What the fuck?
No, it's hard to imagine an 18-year-old girl upgrading a 28-year-old man, but then you left curious, what could you have possibly really done to a man that age? Like, you don't have no money, you 18, you don't have much knowledge, you 18.
But what we're witnessing is cognitive dissonance. So there's no way you admonish the man by saying that you upgraded him and then in another breath say he groomed you. Mm-hmm. Those two things are diametrically opposed, right? And then you said age don't matter. People could be wise beyond their years. However, when Tamia gave you the bail money about you being 18, you're like, yeah, I was just 18. Nah, because remember you just said that you had the wisdom and understanding of somebody older than that, which is what you would be able to bestow on him. Right? Ooh. So these things are conflicting when we saying them. Did you actually upgrade him, or was you mad and talking shit to him because he cheated on? Are most of us cowards? Are most of us willing to kill and die for our wife and children? Are we willing to defend ourselves? Do we know what it looks like when shit is hitting the fan? Do we know when danger is actually upon us? How many dangerous situations have we been in to tell? Do we know who we are in these ways? I'm gonna just tell y'all this. If you are in a real life situation and a person approaches you after an aggressive conversation,
subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ Hamp about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ Hamp, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ Hamp, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ Hamp about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ Hamp, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ Hamp, it's time to start the show.
Yo, check. Put a 1 in chat if you can hear me well. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ Hamp to Stampede. This might be risky. Zoom, call in, show. We in the building. Now, you know how we doing these shows on Wednesday. We're here for a good time, not a long time, but I think I like the trend and the vibe, to be consistent. And I think this is an interesting dynamic that I think the people appreciate. What's good? Salute to everybody in the building. Let me see you in the chat real quick before we get it popping, man. Hit the like button. The link is pinned to the top if you want to call in once I finish the premise of the show. You heard? Almond Eyes, top of the morning. Mr. Williams in the building. Imperial was goody. Quincy, salute. Oh, Mark Evans was good, kid. It's good to see you, man. Hope all is well. You heard? TM being in the building with the $2. I appreciate that, man. I forgot to get the coffee today, too, man. I was ripping and running this morning. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I ain't complaining. Who gonna listen, right? So the TM being in the building. Black King, what up, my G? Good to see you. OG Sigma in the building. Salute. Nightbot behaving. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to Risky Weekend, Volume 4, man. This might get rocky full. We got some great fights. The live in-person podcast panel is about to be amazing. You never leave Houston on a Sunday because brunch is imminent and a must. And we got Blackout Party number 4. Yo, Lee, what up? Shalom. Lawrence, what's poppin'? Rashard, Chanel in the building. What up, kid? Yeah, man. Yo, we got a lot to talk about. Homeboy had a lot of dope topics for the Discord. You know what I'm saying? The Discord mob is in a building. So I ain't gonna be here for a super long time, but I had to get this in. You heard? Like, share, subscribe once again. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button again. That helps the channel the most. It's been a lot. It's been a lot on Ashlee, man. Mont brought this up on Monday. Salute to Mont. He actually is closer to it than most of us, given that his girlfriend, his fiance, it was friends with the girl that died or committed suicide or was murdered allegedly, right? They don't have any of those facts out for it as of yet, you know, or in terms of an actual cause, right? And so, you know, he was just giving us a little bit more insight because his fiance went to school with her. So I think she's out of Jersey, South Jersey, but she was living in Florida and became an influencer, right? And I've heard influencer tied to her name more than like Instagram model. But from what we can see, you know, based on, you know, how she looks, she's an attractive girl. I'm not sure what her shtick was, so to speak. But they continue to call her influencer. I didn't hear many people calling her an Instagram model. You know, it gets into the thing about her dating the white man and disparaging black men in the process, which I think by proxy of the definition would make a person a divester. There was an interesting conversation happening. Salute to my OG Sean, who was just simply saying, like, you know, how do we see this? How do we feel about it once someone is going against their people or championing the white man in this particular instance versus black men? Did she have that many disparaging comments? I take that and look at the other influencers that were killed allegedly, murdered allegedly by their lovers of a different race. So there was a few brothers in the last 4 years. If you remember the guy who was stabbed to death in a hotel room by the white girl, I don't think she ever got charged. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And then the last brother who was making just straight up disparaging marks regarding black women all the way was allegedly shot and killed while his girlfriend was cleaning her gun. The white girl, after they came home from a club at 3 a.m., she decided to clean her gun. She also wasn't charged for it, right? So where do we stand with all this? Is it just as simple as if you say something about your people to put another set of people on high, you get what it is you get? There was a term that was saying rest in preference. They subbed out rest in peace for rest in preference. Your preference is what got you killed. Your preference is what put you in that predicament to potentially lose your life. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Is that how it works? Is it that simple? You put yourself in a situation. There was a comment I saw where somebody jokingly in one of her posts said, he gonna kill you. And it was some time back though. So how does all this work? What do you guys think? Do we mourn the death? Or is her death a warning to other black women dealing with white men? Do we mourn the death? God bless the dead. Or we say, yo, you better learn. There's been an uptick of black women being killed by their white male boyfriends and whatever the case is. You know, of course, there's an argument to where it says femicide of black women happens by the hands of black men at a higher rate than women of other races. You know, I think we understand, though, that the people you're in proximity to is where crime, murder, violence is going to happen, you know. But they do say, based on the stats we looked up a few weeks back, that black women experience it at the hands of black men at higher rates than women of other races. Allegedly, you know. So I just want to say that out loud before we get the derailment of that happening. But I'm asking y'all, it's 100 people in the building. I'm asking y'all directly what you say. Put a 1 in the chat if we mourn her loss, or put a 2 in the chat if she should rest in preference. What do y'all think? 1 in the chat, we mourn the loss. 2 in the chat, she rests in preference. No, see, in Normal Nerd, that's not my mantra. They've been saying that shit. 1 in the chat if we mourn her loss. 2 in the chat if we rest in preference. Crime that happens to people mostly by the people that look like them. Point blank, period. Right? Here's my thing. We talk about epigenetics a lot. And so things, trauma, modus operandi, disposition can be passed down. And you can say it's old, but read the book called Delectable Negro. Read it. Please go read the book called Delectable Negro. All right? I want you guys to go research the Devil's Punch Bowl. I know y'all know Jim Crow, slavery, but I'm telling you to look at things that were heinous. Heinous. Alligator bait is a real thing. And if you believe in epigenetics where trauma and disposition can be passed down, right? Well, those people that were willing to do those things, the people that look like you, have lineage. And I'm simply saying it gives me cause for pause to tether myself to somebody who potentially can come from that lineage. To me, it's that simple. Now we got mostly 2s in the chat. Mostly 2s in the chat. And I am not surprised. I think that it makes sense based on people's disposition and our being desensitized to people dying. Right? We're pretty desensitized to people dying. You get what you give and that's what you get. Let's look up a couple things just to make sure that we're on the same page. And if y'all have anything that I'm missing, because I didn't do a bunch of research into this, you know, then I'm definitely open to anything additional that needs edification. One clip that was boring is what I learned is that he is in custody, but he hasn't been charged, right? But he's a person of interest, right? But they have accosted him. He's essentially detained at this juncture in Tanzania. But people were saying he was arrested. They didn't say he was arrested. But they're saying right now he's being detained because they got the criminal investigation happening. All right. So just as a point of clarity for that. But let's look at a couple clips of people that had a lot to say about this. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Salute to everybody in the building. It's how we meet the goal. I think that'd be dope. But we here, man. And the link is open. That link is hot for the call-in portion of the show. So, can y'all see my screen well? Let me start with this one. Hit the like button. Salute to everybody in the building. Let's take a look.
To get you a white man and get you this soft life. Now y'all know I would never do no shit like that. But that was Ashlee Janae's theme. And that's like a new trend that I'm seeing. These black women that are in interracial relationships, they are promoting. I never date no black man. Get you a white man. Get you a rich white man and get you this soft life. Well, Ashlee Janae could have potentially just met her own demise by this perceived soft life. Because although we don't know for a fact whether or not he killed her, it is looking very suspicious. The fact that they had to put them in separate rooms the night before she was found dead. The fact that I just saw a clip from the mom saying that she's had limited contact with him. Like, why are you not in the parent's face? This was supposed to be your wife. why have you not either flown the mom to go be with her daughter, or why have you not flown the body back to have an independent autopsy report done? Like, it's just very suspicious. Oops, see, back to my last point, because while recording this video, I just saw that Ashlee parents launched a GoFundMe to help with the mounting financial pressures. Where is this white man? Where is this wealthy white man that was providing this so-called soft life? Why has he not helped with his fiance's financial matters in terms of transporting her body? Doesn't that seem suspicious to you? And the gag is, are black people even going to support this GoFundMe after Ashlee was just bashing black men and got with this white man who looks like just killed her ass in Africa? Anyway, and Ashlee is not committing no suicide on her birthday in Zanzibar, one of the most magical places in Africa. I've been there. This is one of my favorite places. As soon as you step on that soil, that beach, that energy, the people, the air, the weather, the just atmosphere, any ounce of depression that you might have had in your body, any suicidal thoughts that you might have thought you had are leaving you. But it is interesting how she met her demise in the motherland with a white man while bashing black men. It is very interesting and ironic. This should be a reality check for you black women that are thinking about adding milk to your coffee. Understand that white men are not an exception to the rule. That you may have went through your bullshit with the black man. That doesn't mean you ain't gonna go through your bullshit with the white man. Okay? A different type of bullshit at that. So be careful and understand that relationships are just a mirror of your broken self. Anything that you need to learn, you're going to learn it through that relationship. And you're going to repeat if you don't.
What y'all think about her sentiments, man? She's kind of long-winded. What you think about her sentiments? The irony is you can cut it with a knife. The irony. Let me ask you guys a simple question. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with the majority of her sentiment. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with this woman's majority of her sentiment. Put a 1. Put a 2 if you disagree. She's saying, yo, listen, you made this choice. I would never do no shit like that. So now you here. But it's hard to press to believe that she would commit suicide in one of the most beautiful places in the earth. The irony is you got killed in the so-called motherland by a so-called white man. Is anybody willing to support the GoFundMe? Or is it because this black woman was killed, had a few comments disparaging black men, that she is now ostracized from the community and the community support? I'm gonna let her finish just cause, you know, I think I have to. Gia, the house goddess, make sure y'all go follow her.
Learn it. So be wary, okay? And stay safe. Girl, you better get you a white man and get you this soft life. Now y'all know I would never do no shit like that.
It's another thing that interests me, man. That's a different show, but it's just a thought I have. So what y'all think about what Gia said, man? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I'm trying to look at as many chats as I can. I got the chats on screen as well. Matter of fact, make it a little bit there. You know, what y'all think? Crimson. You know, how do you define divester exactly, right? So divester isn't just someone who interracially dates, if I'm not mistaken. A divester is someone who interracially dates and disparages the men and or women of their community while doing it, right? That's a divester in terms of the definition. Or is it simply someone who dates outside their race? I thought there was a differentiation. Y'all please correct me. I'm looking in the chat. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I think Almond Eyes knows a lot about this case just from what she's saying. Was she hung? Was she hung? Was she hung by her neck? Hold on. Was she hung by her neck? Is that the truth? And it looked like she died, and died a day later after they found her. Let me know. Was she actually hung? I saw a bunch of stuff, but I'm asking you guys directly for the people that may know. So, yes, that's what was reported. He says yes. Okay, interesting. Here's the thing, right? Being hung is a curse. You are cursed of God being hung. Okay, so Faye said no, they hate black men. So is that one of the qualifying factors of being a divester? The hate aspect. Clout House, okay. Salute, Clout. They say, ain't we fuck with the GoFundMe. Okay. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Just for the edification purposes. Because I'm just saying it has a bigger meaning, hanging people. Okay, she promoted hate. Okay. So I just wanted to show y'all this just because I said it. So this is Galatians 3:13, right? But Paul's referring to the law. So this is Deuteronomy 21:23. You guys can take a look at it. Let me move the chat just so y'all can see it. 1 second. So I just want to think I was just saying it. That's all I'm saying. Let me put the chat right here for a second. How do I get these things off? All these damn ads. I lost my place. So Deuteronomy 21:23, right? Just so you guys can read it for yourself, you know. Just so you can read it for yourself, Deuteronomy 21:23. Just so you can have it to see that being hung is a curse of God. And so I think you know, just interesting, right? All these dynamics that are at play here. So let's take a look. So let me see. I had this one here. So now this one goes back to the story from Buddy, right? And now he had what I'm saying, in my opinion, much more egregious thoughts regarding black women. Much more egregious thoughts regarding black women. So let me play this video here to see what it is that they're saying. And a lot of these were sent to me, so I'm kind of watching them at the same time y'all watching them.
People felt no sympathy when it was reported that 30-year-old Telvin Osborne was found fatally shot in the master bedroom of the home he shared with his live-in girlfriend, Hannah Cobb. Telvin, also known as Telbo Rackins, made it known that he was only interested in white women.
So his comments were, I love them white girls, they already know. Telbo in between, team white girls, team snow bunnies.
In fact, this is one of Telvin's tweets that
Telbo Rackins, he says, I fuck a dog before I fuck a black bitch. It gotta be a white dog though.
Surfaced, making his disdain for black women apparently clear. However, his preferences did not afford him the absence of relational troubles. After a night of drinking, police were called to Telvin's home back in February 2025. When they arrived, they found the father of two unresponsive on the floor of the master bedroom, marking a tragic end to a volatile relationship that consisted of alcohol and arguments. It was later uncovered that during an alcohol-fueled dispute, Hannah's firearm accidentally discharged while she was cleaning it, striking Telvin in the chest. Although Hannah was initially arrested, it wasn't long after that a grand jury declined to press charges against. Many people felt no sympathy.
And call me insensitive, whatever the fuck you want to say, but I don't understand the outrage about the situation. Literally, the tongue is a powerful thing. He literally manifested and spoke this shit into existence almost 4 years to date. On March 2nd, 2021, that man said, I will kill for her, I will kill about her, and I am not ashamed to say I would die about her. So as far as I can see, he is resting in preference. And call me insensitive, whatever the fuck you want to say. But I don't understand.
Okay. Black men dating out, disparaging comments. This is the reaction. Okay. So let's see how consistent we are. So, lifestyle influencer Ashlee Janae was found dead at Tanzanian resort days after celebrating her birthday and getting engaged on the same trip. Her fiance, Joe McCann, told authorities she committed suicide by hanging herself. Her family is rejecting the story and wants further investigation.
My friend Ashlee Janae, who was found dead in her hotel in Tanzania, and her fiance Joe McCann claims she hung herself. Anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit suicide. We need answers now. I don't know her, but I know this story don't sound right. And there are lots of opinions going around online due to things that were said in her comments and things that she said. Let's talk about it. One person said, these the white men that be killing you wig-wearing black girls, and said a whole bunch of other stuff too. Another person said he gonna kill you, and there were so many of these comments under different pictures of her. One thing I do want to talk about is that she did have a very strong opinion on black men. A lot of people are saying, oh, they don't have empathy because she spoke this way. One time she tweeted, every day black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass her. Another time she said, oh, brother, I see 305 in your bio. Let's talk about all the Miami men, not white, beating their women still, or is that too touchy? Go live your life while I live mine. Now, it's clear that her opinions on black men were not good. She was not fond of them, but I don't think her death is karma for that. I still have empathy for her. If he did kill her, her fiance, if he did kill her, that friend Ashlee Janae, who was found dead in her hotel.
Are these two situations rest in preference? Is that how we feel for Talvin and Ashlee? Is that the truth? Okay. I'll see if I can turn it up. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? Same difference? Could y'all hear this lady?
In Tanzania, and her fiance Joe McCann claims she hung herself. Anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit suicide. We need answers now. I don't know her, but I know this story don't sound right. And there are lots of opinions going around online due to things that were said in her comments and things that she said. Let's talk about it. One person said, these the white men that be killing you wig-wearing black girls, and said a whole bunch of other stuff too. Another person said he gonna kill you, and there were so many of these comments under different pictures of her. One thing I do want to talk about is that she did have a very strong opinion on black men. A lot of people are saying, oh, they don't have empathy because she spoke this way. One time she tweeted, every day black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass her. Another time she said, oh, brother, I see 305 in your bio. Let's talk about all the Miami men, not white, beating their women still, or is that too touchy? Go live your life while I live mine. Now, it's clear that her opinions on black men were not good. She was not fond of them, but I don't think her death is karma for that. I still have empathy for her. If he did kill her, her fiance, if he did kill her, that my friend Ashlee Janae, who was found dead in her hotel.
What do you guys think? Is this consistent? Talvin, Ashlee, disparaging comments on Twitter and Instagram. Outcomes, right? His death was ruled an accident when he was shot dead with his 2 children in the home by the girl that he said he would kill and die for, who was a white girl. His death was ruled an accident. It wasn't her fault. We had the other guy, Ashlee, hung in her hotel room. Her white fiance said, it's not my fault. She did it to herself. Are these two things being looked at and assessed in the same way, with the same vigor? Most of the people in our chat just now said rest in preference, Ashlee. Right? Rest in preference. Talvin, rest in preference. Here's my take, and it's simple, right? If you believe, and I said it before, I'm going to say it again, though. If you believe in epigenetics and things are passed down, disposition, trauma, etc., the people I need you to read Delectable Negro. Please go read Delectable Negro. Okay? Research the Devil's Punch Bowl. Alligator bait has been substantiated. Those people have lineage. The people we know today come from somebody. And I'm not aligning with them. Especially from our relationships, intimacy, marriage. You could argue that's the greatest construct and decision that any one person can make. But are we treating these two people the same way? Let me ask y'all a straight up question. Do you believe Telvin put himself in that predicament and you believe she did the same and their preferences assisted in getting them deleted? Is that what we think? Because we are outraged. I'm just trying to figure out what we outraged about exactly. Are we outraged that she got killed? Or are we saying that's what you get? That's what the outrage is. Stop talking down about your people and expect sympathy and empathy from your people when some shit happened to you when you're dealing with people of other races. You get what you pay for, you reap what you sow. And we don't care no more. Is it just that simple? I'm looking at the chat. I'm going to play this next video. See what y'all think. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, man. You refresh. Now, this one has her comments specifically.
You should never put down your own people because you just choose to date outside the race. When you do...
Let me just read the comment. So, Ashlee Janae said, it doesn't have the date, but it says, there's nothing like a man who lets you rest in your feminine energy. Okay? Seems like a straightforward comment.
It's a reflection of your own self-hatred. We should not glorify the death of anybody, but Ashlee Janae putting down black men to get unalived by a white man should let you know that death happens to us all, no matter the race. And you should choose wisely, because now all of the stuff that she said about black men is why black men are not really caring about the death of this black woman. And it's hard to defend a black woman that has trashed black men to no end just to uplift the white man. I don't think that we should date outside our race at all. And if you're going to do it and you hate your race in doing so, I don't think you believe it either. Somebody in your race hurt you, and that's why. And when you run to these other races, you see what happens. You should never put down your own people.
What Cap is articulating is apathy more so. Do you guys think that apathy is where most of us are landing? Saying, hey, you made this bed, you sleep in it, regardless if it's forever. Is it apathy that most people are experiencing? Is it a little bit less than that's what you get and more like, hey, it is what it is? Because you have seen an uptick in this happening when people are interracially dating. You saw the guy who cut his girlfriend up. Did you guys remember that one? Dismembered her body. I think it's in Florida. I just don't feel like looking it up. White dude. Do you remember the football player for Seattle? The lineman, mind you. Offensive lineman. So they average about 6'4", 280, 320. Beat his black girlfriend up. Okay, so Faye said it's still that's what you get, not it is what it is. Okay. So that's interesting, man. We got a lot of different concepts. A lot of different concepts being conveyed. Dub Man the Great, salute with the $5 donation says, black women make it a point and a page to put down black men when they date white men. I've never seen a black man make an entire page doing the same. Okay, now, Dubman, are you excluding Talvin from that? Because his page, in his bio, he has bring me snow bunnies, I love white women, and that was one of his main talking points. Or are you saying like a faceless page that just disparages a particular archetype of man? Because I've seen it, and I just have Talvin as an example, and we have it. Now, I think you may be arguing salaciousness, right? Maybe you're arguing salacious pages. Maybe that's what you're referencing. Because even the passport bros, anytime we see black women having unbecoming behavior, get your passport, get away from these women, right? They have an entire movement regarding getting away from these women, black women, and going to other races or other countries where at least the same phenotypes. They have Negroid people too, but a better disposition. And so I have to look up how salacious it is, but I gotta disagree with that comment, you know? Skinny, what up, boy? Good to see you. Reese, salute. Harmonic was popping. So I'm not so sure about that comment. Pump, salute. So I'm not so sure about that comment is all I'm saying. You know? So, but what Cap articulated was more of a apathy. Now, her comments here from Tatiana Speaks, salute to her, are pretty interesting. They're different than what I said. I only listened to a little bit of it, so most of it we're going to listen to together. But what do you guys think about her take? Hit the like button, man. Salute.
All right, so this is my perspective, right? This video goes out to black women who feel the need to compare black men to white men. Okay, so I just posted a video about this young lady's situation, and I was speaking on how I would never date a white man because I don't feel safe with them. There's black women who's getting in my comment section saying, well, we die at the hands of black men too. When did that start? Let's have a real conversation. When did we truly start dying at the hands of our black men? After what? Black women never want to get up here and take accountability that 99% of the issues that we have among the black woman and the black man started after integration. It started after white people came to black women and asked us to integrate around them with our mindset, with their mindsets and their negative behaviors. Let's have a real conversation. Oh, well, black men are abusive. Oh, well, black men harm us too. Why does it happen? What started our people having these type of issues? What started it? Nobody ever wants to address that. Y'all just want to get up here and try to condemn black men. I'm not trying to hear none of that. None of it. No matter where you go on the face of the planet, you are going to have issues with your partner. No matter where you go on the face of the planet, if you have spiritual battles, you are going to interact with a man that might not behave how you want him to behave. And I'm never going to get up here and condemn my black men versus white men. It's never going to happen. And I'm being honest, what a black man can do, a white man could never do. I'm never going to give them the excuse to think that it's okay. I don't care what a black man do. Don't compare it to a white man because you're not taking it in accountability. Why are our black men behaving in that way? Y'all never want to ask that question. I find it so mind-blowing how black women get up here so boldly, so entitled as if y'all are perfect beings. I find it weird how y'all get up here and say, well, black men abuse us too. Let's not talk about the black women who get on social media every single day talking about I smack men. I will dog walk him. I will burn his car. I will sleep with his uncles. Let's not discuss this. I find it very contradictory of black women to get up here and say, well, black men are abusive, so are black women. Everything y'all can say about the black man, or a black man can say about the black woman. I'm tired of it. And black women truly don't understand why we have this gap between the black man and the black woman, because y'all keep trying to pick at people's battles. No matter what side you deal with, we all have spiritual battles. And I've always found it weird how y'all treat black men as if they're not dealing with battles. Yes, there are some men who are dealing with an abusive battle. Leave him. Don't condemn him. It irritates me. And it happens because a lot of black women don't have God in their life. How y'all talk about the black man shows me that you don't have God in your life. So you're an ungodly black woman. That's why you condemn the black man how you do. All right, so this is my perspective, right? This video goes out to black women who feel the need to compare black men to white men. Okay, so I just posted a video about...
What y'all think? I think me and Tatiana got the same delusion too. When I wear my grills for a long time, I'm thinking, okay, I got the hang of this and all that, right? But then I'll listen to myself talk and realize, nah, I'm still spitting all over the microphone. That Invisalign kicking her ass. But was she cooking though? Boom! Was she cooking? Is she on to something? You know, there's something interesting that does happen regarding like the violence against women stat. White men represent rape statistics, being arrested for that. Upwards of 80% of the arrests, 78% of the arrests. But there's a sentiment or propaganda about violence against women being perpetuated by black men at phenomenal rates as opposed to their counterparts. But Prime just said white men overrepresent, but they remove rape, molestation from the violent crime statistics. You see? So they separate that. They separate violent crime from rape and molestation. But it don't get much more violent than that. But that gets ignored when you start talking about acts of hurting or violence against women. Those get separated out. Which is interesting. So if you add that back in, what happens to the numbers now? You know? Just as I'm thinking through it, man. Just as I'm thinking through it. But was Tatiana cooking? Was Tatiana cooking? Relly, what's up? Prax, what up? Kelvin, salute. CC in the building. Skinny, what's goody? Ricardo, I see you. Vet Life, OG, what's popping? Salute to Quincy. I got Quincy already. Bink, what's Blink? No, my bad. Bink, my fault. What's popping? You know, so I'm just thinking about it, man. But what do you disagree with in what she said? Is she reaching? It's just interesting, man. We having a real conversation about this girl losing her life. And did she bring that shit on herself? Kirad, what's good, man? I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. So, I was thinking about this, man. I said, yo. And again, salute to the Discord, salute to Mont who brought this to my attention. I realized I'd be missing a lot of shit if people don't send it to me. Now, my algorithm is kind of messed up because I get so many videos, you know what I'm saying? That if I click on them, it kind of messes up the stuff I actually like to look at, you know what I'm saying? And I'll make a video and I'll hop off there, whatever the case is, or I'll go type in something I actually want to watch, you know? Harrison, salute. What's popping? What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was. This was my brother Harrison in the building. He's been a member for 24 months, man. God bless. Eric, Ishmael, what up? Good to see you, Ak. Thank you. Just look at this, man. Black America, salute OG. Salute to the 250 people in the building. So I was looking at this, right? About the outrage and the level of conversation and how much conversation is around it. He did that shit. I'm going to just say it, right? My speculation is that he did that shit. Right? The heinous and perversion that those people have done in the earth, I don't put nothing past them. So that's what I'll say, right? Because it just doesn't make any sense. I tend to agree. And then we had Mont, whose wife is literally friends with her, acknowledging the sentiment. Why would she do that to herself? She don't even have that level of disposition. Right? Let me just say that first and foremost, okay? You know, not running around it or whatever the case is. But this is the part that I'm stuck on, right? Black people. Here's the part that I'm stuck on. Maybe it's me again, just not being tapped into everything going on all the time, right? What about Jaden Ivey, though? What about Jaden Ivey, though? See, the girl is gone, right? We gonna figure out what's what. She with the white man. She a divester. Fuck her is what we getting. We don't care is what we getting. A few of us are saying, yo, she shouldn't have lost her life. Regardless of the thing. But you get what you pay for, right? What percentage of the NBA is black men? What percentage of the NBA is black men? Out of all the superstars in the last 20 years, how many of them are or are not black men? Jaden Ivey lost his fucking job speaking up for what he believes is right. Speaking up for righteousness. And he lost his job because he refused to acknowledge Pride Month while the NBA wanted to make sure that they acknowledge it and literally wear the banner for it. 80% of the fucking league look like him. And they got him for conduct detrimental to the team. Because his belief system was more important to him than wearing that banner. I'm wondering why we don't give a fuck about that. Right? Why don't we care about that? Yeah, Reaper, they gonna see. Here's the thing about it, right? They control the narrative, you know? Thank God he got his Instagram and shit like that. They control the narrative. I don't want to hear no reporter being offended by nothing. As offensive as they are to get a reaction out of these players. Asking them the dumbest, most foolish questions after a game, right? Being provocative. They even admonished the reporter that told the coach for the Jaguars how good of a job he did. They jumped on that black lady neck. I want to hear that shit. Fuck them reporters. They don't get no quarter. But I'm just saying, man. I guess that's not as exciting, right? I guess maybe it's niche because it's basketball. Now, that could change it, but the reporters that don't move me at all. You ask them whatever you want to ask them. Now, Skinny made an interesting point, which ties into this. Is his wife white? Is his wife white? Is that why nobody give a fuck about Jaden? Is it a perfect alignment with what we talking about? Jaden wife is white. Nigga, shut your cooning ass up. We don't care. Let me at least show y'all. what he got fired for. Now, here's the thing we know about business, right? Here's the thing we know about business, right? You work for people, they make the rules around you. But is that why the outrage for that black man losing his job is not loud?
Can proclaim LGBTQ, right? They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it.
You know what interests me is when, like, this jacket, the jacket that he's receiving is like he's going crazy. Like he's going crazy. Like people saying he off his rocker. He's spiraling. What is he saying that making people say that? Like, I'm just wondering what making people say that, because he's saying things that most like people aren't willing to say.
In the streets, unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy, that the world can proclaim LGBTQ?
So that was that comment, and then I think this the one.
That's why you got Steph Curry, and he not even surrendered, and y'all believe he's a Christian. Y'all believe he's a Christian because he wrote Philippians 4:13. Y'all think he's a Christian. But he cursing just like the world.
We are now almost ready to go, so please take your seats, fasten your seatbelt.
Friendship with the world is enmity with God. He's friendship with the world. He don't know Jesus. And I pray he comes to the truth. That him and his family will be saved in Jesus' name. Because all that stuff is not going to matter on Judgment Day. All them rings he got.
I'll buy it, yes.
All them rings LeBron got. All them rings Michael Jordan got. To the team, right? Why didn't they just say we don't? They said my conduct is detrimental to the team, right? Why didn't they just say we don't agree with his stance on LGBTQ? Why didn't they say that? But how is it conduct detrimental to the team? What did I do to the team? What did I do to the players? I did nothing but practice with them, play with them, pass the ball to them, good teammate to them, said good job, good shot. I said good job, good pass, way to play, bro. Right? I said these things to my teammates. Was never detrimental to them. So why is it that the NBA and the Chicago Bulls say that I'm detrimental to the team? How? Cause I believe in the truth? Because I know Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life? How? How is my conduct detrimental to the team? Because of what I believe. Because of what the truth is. They said my conduct is detrimental to the team.
I'm gonna tell you, be careful with them telling you what he was doing. Them making him the crazy person. That happens a lot. I don't like basketball for nothing, right? But they was doing the same shit to Kyrie. Jaylen Brown, right? He be kind of obscure with what he's saying, you know? But I've seen them, like, he wasn't on the all-star team when he started speaking up and out a little bit more, right? When he had 19 keys at his game, they start to push him and ostracize him a little bit, right? But we allow them to do that and just tell us anything because they control the majority of the narrative. So I'm not impressed, or I'm not taken aback when they start saying, oh, this person off his rocker. They do that always. You know, I see the comment, they saying, oh, he was looking for an opportunity. All right, cool. You know, so I understand that, but that give me cause for pause when people be doing that, you know, that really give me cause for pause, when they be doing that, you know. And when Kyrie apologized because they took his endorsements and his Nike deal, right? I look at them. I ain't looking at him. I kind of look at them for folding a little bit, but I understand it too. These cats is young. They trying to make a way. That's your livelihood. I mean, you even see Paul do it in the Bible, right? Right? He kind of bit the bullet, you know, when he was locked up in front of Herod, you know, so that he ain't lose his life so he can continue on his goals. You know? So I'm not tripping per se. But I seen him do that to a lot. What's the dude that was nice as fuck? He was nice. And he was not standing for the national anthem. He wasn't standing for the national anthem a long time ago. I think he was from like Mississippi or something. Damn, where was he from? Alabama or some shit like that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He had a Muslim name. Nah, he had a Muslim name though. Chris Jackson? No. He's from, is he from Louisiana? I think his name is Abdul Rauf. Was nice. I don't know if y'all remember this, but if y'all remember Abdul Rauf, nigga, that nigga was nice, bro. Yeah. Right? Sharif, right? That's him, right? I think. Yo. Sharif, right? Chris Jackson. Okay, yeah. My bad. I ain't know. Yo, he was nice as hell, son. But when he did that, they ostracized him. They try to make him look crazy, like he doing something wrong, but he didn't apologize. So I don't fall into that gap real quick. They calling people crazy and trying to act like they such a nah. You don't like what they saying, don't mean what they saying is wrong, bro. But when I looked at this, I said, yo, we kind of ignored this. But 80% of the league is black. Most of us are conservative thinking, in my opinion, based on what we see. You know, there's a couple different things that, you know, people may vote against or vote for. But generally speaking, we was conservative thinking, you know. And so when I'm looking at what he's saying, he don't have the right to say that. He has to align with the NBA supporting Pride Month. Maybe he keep his mouth shut because he working for them. But people speak out against a whole bunch of shit all the time. Did the white wife stop black people from giving a fuck? Does the white fiance stop black people from giving a fuck? Does the white baby mom stop black people from giving a fuck? For Telvin, the baby mom. For Ashlee, the white fiance. And for Jaden, the white wife, man. That's simple, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Did I read this one? Marcus, what's poppin'? My G with the $2 says, yo, bro, Hamp, salute, my G. My brother Ricardo in the building with the $5 says, she didn't bring death on herself, just lack of sympathy for her demise. That's a great fucking super chat. That is a great super chat. So, I got the link pinned to the top of the chat. If you would like to call in, give your 2 cents, definitely do so, you know? So again, this is different from the panel. You don't have to be on the camera. They'll be able to hear your voice. You'll be able to call in. We can have a quick back and forth or get some understanding, and then we'll rotate. All right. Dub Man, salute the Dub Man once again with the $5. Says, excuse me. I don't think black men are insulting black women. I just being honest. Black women are literally and only hurling insults. Just my opinion. No, I think it was a good thing to discuss, you know, what you offered. And I think there were people that would say, yes, we agree, no, we don't with what you said, you know. I don't think it was anything salacious. We just trying to break it down. It gave me something to consider, you know. So I appreciate you sending that super chat in. You know? So what we doing, man? I do dislike when people say I don't see color. I think that's absolute bullshit. You know? But what y'all think? Is it literally that simple for us? We have an argument all day long. Is Robert Smith pro-black? Because he has a white wife. He put his money where his mouth is. Proverbial. He paid for an entire graduating class, I think it was at Morehouse, for their degrees. You know? Frederick Douglass got put in contention because his last wife was white. Fred, shut the fuck up when it comes to black relationships, because now you got a white wife when your wife was black for 50 years. Just wondering, man. Just wondering. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Yo, phone, can you hear me? Yo, what's poppin'? It just says iPhone 2, so I can't see your name. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, what's poppin'? I think the people can hear you. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear. What's your name, Aunt?
I'm Praxology 1.
Prax, what's poppin'?
Everything, man. Everything is popping. I see y'all talking about this this lady dying.
Yeah, I think we all talking about it now. Yes, sir. What you think?
I think that humans kill each other.
Okay.
And I think we're discussing or having a concern for the reasoning.
Uh-huh.
I think our reasonings are only for our own health.
Okay.
So I think we only should be concerned with diseases and bacteria and things of that nature, not too much of a social thing. Okay. Because the social murders, or if you want to call it murders or killings,
yeah,
they are at a minimum compared to what a disease can do to you, to what the smallpox can do, to what alcohol can do to you, to what overeating can do to you. So I think I understand that you have to have a show, and you know, this is highly reported now. This is the thing to talk about now. But I just wanted to give the people a different view on just life. Because
do you have a channel, Prax?
Effigy, but I only started this because I started watching your show.
Uh-huh.
And I think you're a very, very intelligent guy. You're a bit laconic. I like how you just like break everybody's perspective down to his last compound, to the simplest form, and I appreciate that. And you don't find that much on YouTube.
Thank you.
So I think you're very, very talented.
Thank you.
In that respect. So yeah, I don't know what the channel is. I started this thing. They said you got to start a channel to make comments.
Oh, so you just okay? I see. Okay.
So I just did that. I don't really report anything or do what you do. You know, I'm not a YouTuber.
Okay. I got you. Wait, where you from,
Yeah.
Prac? If you don't mind me asking, what area?
Well, Sometimes my mind goes into a space of, I'm from everywhere. I think we all are from everywhere. But if you talk about birthplace, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, I figure you was from the East Coast. So, Prax, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your what you're offering, and I'm gonna actually assess that. I'm gonna do a show on the things that are killing us before we get to the guns and all that. The food, the drugs, the alcohol. I'm gonna get that an honest assessment. I'm gonna wrap a show around that based on what you offer. You heard? And see what will come out of that.
Yes, please. And I think that the only reason why I brought that, I posited that notion is because everything dies. Everything dies. So why are we getting up in arms about this one lady or this man or and then the reasonings behind it? Why does it have to be a racial component to it? Because the melanin recessive people come from the melanated people.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking about putting ourselves in a box, let's put ourselves in the human box, the human and the man box. I think we should put our thoughts into that, then we can move further along in helping the social dynamic between humans and try to mitigate this social death. Because from my understanding, abortion is one of the leading killing things in humanity right now, as I've heard by brother.
Mm-hmm.
So this woman dying is no different from those embryos dying.
Okay.
And then our propensity for death, I mean, that's just part of life. You want to kill your wife, your kids, they make you upset. You're like, man, I wish they wasn't here. Even when you think negatively about things, that's death.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So a couple things.
Yes, sir.
I think we understand the origin of people. However, there are dichotomies, right? Manners of people now exist, right? And we've been in opposition, right, to simply ignore race because we allegedly have the same origin. I think does people a disservice. You see, I think how you're thinking is not how most people think. So what we need to do is converse about how most people understand until they start to care about the things that you care about. Right now, this is what people care about, and this is what people are killing, dying, or ostracizing people over. So we have to converse about it till we get to the understanding. I think that what you are saying is equally or even maybe more important, because I can apply what you're saying about foods and alcohol right now, but people are in opposition in the earth, so we need to understand who we're dealing with. Hey, Prox,
Dr. Hamp. Oh, I'm sorry.
Real quick, Prox. I got two more people in the back. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me get the other brothers in. If you still can hang around, then I'll bring you back up. All right. I just want to make sure they get in.
This to that, and this is just going to be the final thing, and I appreciate you.
Go.
When you said something about most people, at one time, most people thought the earth was flat. Should we stay in that dichotomy?
No. But that's through learning though and understanding.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I agree with you saying, yes, sir. But as we learn, then we teach differently, then we start to edify. But we got to get people to that point. That's all.
Yeah, and we're going to get them there.
Yes, sir.
You're going to get them there.
Yes, sir. But I appreciate you in the chat, man. I be seeing your comments. You be on my ass at times. I like it though. Pause. Damn, that sounded fucking crazy. So,
no, come on now. I don't do that pause thing. So I don't think that gay stuff. I don't.
Word is born. Word is born.
I want my thoughts to continue.
Indeed.
I'm sure yours.
That's a
fact.
I
want to put a pause on that. But I get it. I'm sorry.
All right, brethren. Yo, be safe. Like I said, if you hang out, I can bring you back. If not, I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Good day.
Easy. Black America was shaking.
Good morning, Sir Hamp, and everybody else. I feel bad for the young lady for her getting smoked, right? But a while ago, you did a show with Obsidian. You did an interview with Obsidian.
Yeah.
Obsidian used to have a phrase. He used to says, if you want to leave, just leave quiet. That's what just go away. Unfortunately, she didn't just go away. She had to shit on people, with the dusty niggas and this, that, and the other. And that's why, I think that's why anybody is saying anything. Because of the things that she with the young brother, with the NBA, the video that you played, hell, calling somebody gay right now, like when I was young, it was okay to fight like a homosexual, right? Hell, if you fight a homosexual right now, bro, you going to the poke, no diddy, right? They gonna lock you up time on top of your time because you fought a homosexual. Because they're a protected class. Even though it's not a lot of them, they're a protected class. So you can't say anything against that community. Even though he black, you still can't say anything against that community and get away with it. So, I feel sorry for the young lady for losing her life, but, I understand people saying she get what she paid for. And I feel sorry for the young brother too, because it's like when you first find out something, you got a lot of zeal about yourself, and he just going all in, and unfortunately, they clipped him. So hey, it is what it is. But he'll be okay. He worth $32 million. Like he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think he got money. I seen the boy Ben. He played at UConn. He played for the Bulls. That nigga was lunched out on the side of the street. I seen Delonte West in DC myself, fucking fitting all it out. He used to come and run and shoot and destroy niggas drunk as a skunk at 3 a.m. coming from the club. Because we just thinking about the mindset, and when people keep telling you crazy because you got different thoughts, then people start to buy into that shit. Ben Gordon, thank you. Now the girl, let me ask you, what you say simply, right? We don't know her. We just saw a few comments, right? We know a couple black people that grew up with her that said she wouldn't have killed herself. This is not even an overarching feeling. She was responding to some of the past relationships that she had with men, black men. Those comments make us not give a fuck that a white man killed her. Those comments make us apathetic to a white man killing her. Is that what you saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As soon as you smirch my name, you are now on the other side. But it's like I told you that if something happened to you, people are going to look out and take care of your wife because now she is part of our family. We are all family. Once you do something to put yourself on the other side of that wall of family, you are now cut and severed from the family. She, with her words, just like you said, would you rather your wife tell you her ex-boyfriend was better in bed or, or Mike Tyson punch you in the face? Your words will definitely, and especially a woman's words. A woman's words are the only thing that I can say that can hurt a man. It'll shrivel what's up.
No, that's
her
good.
Words. Her words hit her in.
That's a solid retort. Let me ask you one question, and then I'm gonna get my other brother in here. And after I ask you a question, you can give your you know what I mean? So OG Black America, right? I saw this black girl with this white guy at Jersey Mike's, right? And I'm going in to get a sandwich, but she looked mad young, right? It bothered me, So they come in Jersey Mike's, all praises to the Most High. They come in Jersey Mike's. I said, yo, what you doing with him? It looked She said, "What you mean? This my?" I said, "Yo, let me see your ID, bro." Oh, to her, right? And so he kind of getting disgruntled. I said, "Listen, I can't help it. Something in me is bothering me. You let me see the ID, I'm good. She 18, I can't tell her nothing. You feel me? But it looked crazy, like this old dude. And so I think he could feel. I'm in a suit too, cause I'm coming like from work. This when I was actually working. And I'm like, yo, just let me see. Boom. So she showed me. I'm like, all right, cool, thank you. Because in that moment, I was willing to escalate it. I could feel it in my bone. You know how you just got that feeling? I couldn't help it, you know? But I think he felt it, just showed me the ID. Thank the all praise to the Most High. They obliged me. And we went on. You saying I was bugging. Once she with that white man and she want to be with him, let her go. I'm asking you, Black America.
Him. The girl said the other night, women are on your very show. They don't like us. They are getting with men for the things that we have, the things that we can produce, and the things that we do. If she wants to be with a white man and she is of age, there's nothing that we can do about it. You can't make your wife stay. You can't make your daughter not be a whore. You can't. Once they get of age, you can't lock them in a basement because now you're kidnapping a person. If they are of age, I'm sorry, they have autonomy. I know we want them to be better and do better, but we can't physically, because we can't beat women, right? We can't physically make them do anything. Once they have made up their mind, you can't make them do it. So you weren't bugging.
Okay.
You weren't bugging them.
Okay.
But that's her choice at a certain point.
Yeah. Okay. OG Black America. Any other thoughts you want to leave the people with?
I've been seeing a lot of comments coming back and forth. People, we gotta just, like the black women that want to do that, we just gotta leave them alone. Let them say what they're gonna say, and let that be that. If we really want to make a change with this NBA stuff, we don't buy any more NBA basketball games. It's only going to reflect with us as Americans and as straight men, right? As straight men, not to spend our dollars with them to make them stand up and notice. Because other than that, anytime somebody says something against the alphabet community, it's going to come back on them. And then there's going to be no repercussions. It's nothing that one man can do. They fired him, they'll fire somebody else. But if we all, as straight men, get together and actively say, no, I'm not buying any jerseys, I'm not going to a basketball game, then that is what's going to start affecting them. But until we do that, nothing is going to happen. So that's all. I'll be watching, though, brother. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Appreciate you. Mr. Fantastic was popping.
Brother.
Perfect. Yo,
what up? You hear me?
What's the word? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. First off, brother, you were definitely wilding. Okay,
What?
A citizen's fucking arrest in the middle of a Jersey Mike's is diabolical. Okay? Let me know what.
Yo, your mic out a little bit. Damn, I can't hear you. Can y'all hear? There you go.
Hold on, my bad. Let me get off this.
There you go.
All right, good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's
should be better now.
Yeah, citizens arrest.
Oh shit! Wait. Whoa.
Niggas don't know where you
going.
going.
Yeah, you definitely wilding. But nah, man. Hamp, no, bro. Yeah, I do not care. Niggas die every day, B. And when you're disrespectful, you die in that disrespect. And it's on both sides. This ain't just for black women. Remember the nigga Hamp that said he would rather sleep with dogs than black women?
Yeah, I had him. I covered his thing a little bit too today.
Exactly. And what did we do? We washed our hands. Have at it, black women. You're right. Whatever y'all, however y'all want to handle it, you handle it.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's some things they're just indefensible. Now, again, I don't think she said anything as egregious, right? That crazy, that wild, at least not documented. But still, the clear, disrespect was there for a whole race of men. And it's crazy how things work out as to where, you end up where you end up. And again, all this is alleged, okay? Because from what's being said, it's being claimed that she took her own life. But then, it's fishy and it's this, all different things. So who knows, right?
Yeah.
But strong suggestions and things and whatnot, what have you, that it may be foul play at hand. And we've seen this, Hamp. And like I said, it's crazy to me, right? How, everybody in love with stats now. Everybody in love with the rate and, percentages and shit. Hamp, ain't this an astronomical percentage of white men deleting black women, being that they deal with black women the least?
This one right here, like you said white men?
Yes.
Yeah.
White men. And
it's astronomical because the number's so low. Yeah.
And now we're over 100 in the last year.
What?
Somebody put it together. Yeah, we had like 100 in like the last year, over a year, bro.
God damn.
Real shit.
Wow.
Real shit. But again, and what makes it so crazy is the divestors, right? And these fucking, I don't even know what to call them, bro. I don't even want to call them divestors no more, bro. These are just like beyond white supremacist extremists. These women that do any and everything to deflect from the behavior of these white men and what they do and how it doesn't get talked about, right? It's just crazy. And it's the bad part, Hamp, is again, remember you didn't know, but Pasta and Lobster, the white, the black girlfriend, the black wife effect, all of these things are selling dreams to the next generation of black women that the white man is just this bigger, better option, right? And mind you, this guy right here was actually, he was wealthy, he was well off. But the other 99 cases, Hamp, these motherfucking regular schmegular nobody ass white boys.
Yeah.
So now what they're trying to do is make him the standard, and they're calling it Hamp. They call it. They said this was her husband, bitch. He didn't make it past the engagement.
Yeah. They only engaged for a day.
Husband. They didn't even get married.
They only engaged for a day. They said he proposed over there.
Hamp, and they're saying now the divestors and the black ones saying that was her husband. I'm like, bitch, what? But again, if you point that out, you're just being negative and all these different things. Again, I'm not celebrating this woman's death by any means. I don't agree with that. All right, but again, hey, I understand.
You saying so? Let me ask you a question. So the understanding aspect when you end the sentences like that, right? And yeah, I don't think anybody's happy that she lost her life, right? Because I liken celebration to happiness. But, and I'm saying but, is there a tone of, how you say, like, being, like, proven right? Or been proven correctly? Or being justified in the rhetoric that you push back against, so to speak?
Yeah, but it's definitely some get back. Also, again, man, it's been some very, very just diabolical things said, bro. The Kevin Samuel stuff that stuck with a lot of brothers, right? They, the fucking witch bitches was claiming his body. Lock all of them up, indict them. Bitch out here got them motherfucking stones around her neck, and she talking about the stars and the moon and spells and shit. Lock her up. But, they were literally celebrating this man's, his death simply because they disagreed with him. A lot of women did the same thing. Kobe Bryant, because Kobe, married a woman outside of his race, right? But mind you, he clearly had black daughters, and one of his black daughters died with him. They was like, fuck that nigga. We don't care. His resources isn't going back to the black community, Hamp. They said this. This is documented, Hamp. So black men for so long, and this is why I say, right, we know how this shit works. It's like a powder keg. And this is why I say these platforms are so important, right? Because you would much rather a nigga get on here, wild out, say the wild shit and whatever, and get it out of the system versus what? Actually, do something. And I don't think people understand, bro, just how frustrated a lot of straight black men are in America. Just how many of them don't have the ability to speak their minds, be it, hey, trying to maintain a family, trying to maintain a career, all of those different things. But now you have an outlet as to where Hamp got a panel. You can get on the panel and you can say, hey, I disagree with this here, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're afforded the opportunity. It's so many brothers, Hamp, you know what I'm saying? We 40, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have this. This just opened up for us, pause, in the last 10 years for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that. You feel me?
Yeah. I've only been up here 3 years, right? I think.
That's what I'm saying. I only been
2 years.
It's 6. I only been 6.
Yeah.
You feel me? So for the majority of black men or a bigger portion, right, to start actually getting out here and talking about these things, bro, and being able to push back, or at times it's like, okay, if this is how we playing it, this is how we playing it. And again, I don't agree, but like I said, I understand. This is where we at, bro. This shit has been laid down for a while, bro.
Man, it's I get a feeling. I understand what you're saying, right? As you talking about it, I get a little bit of a feeling of feeling like a little bit disheartened by the fact that that's what it is now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's the saddest part.
Right? Because it's now people got voices, right? They saying the wrong things, and even after saying the wrong things, you lose your life. Most of us in the chat right now are saying, yo, that's what you get. I told you so. It is what it is. I'm apathetic. I'm indifferent. I really don't care, And she lost her life though. But your words, right? Your words precede you. And people are not giving you any quarter, even at the most extreme thing of you losing your life. Because of the things and this the key. Because not only of what you said, but also what has been said. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you said, Hamp, that's biblical, bro. Again, the tongue is a sword, right? It likens the tongue to a mighty sword. And it words, bro. Like Black America was saying, the analogy you give, I would much rather a woman I care about, love dearly, bro, cause me physical pain than emotional or mental pain.
Yeah.
So you can't come back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't. Wounds are healed, but you know what I'm saying. Once you start getting to your mind and your heart, bro, that's some shit that'll never heal up all the way. And I think a lot of brothers, bro, are have just listened to so much shit, and then again, take nothing from her. She was a beautiful woman, right? She was an attractive woman, but now they're trying to make it seem, oh, you're just mad because she wouldn't deal with you. No, bro, she was allegedly, let's say she was a professional. Yeah, she had she was with this celebrity, that celebrity, so on and so forth. The lifestyle, she had the lifestyle of someone as to where who and what she did to get what she got, right?
See, okay, yeah, okay, I see that. I see that. See, I haven't done my due diligence enough. I said in the beginning of the stream, I wasn't hearing a lot like she was like a Instagram model type. They've been calling her an influencer, which has a different stigma.
Nah, that's code. You know what that code word for him.
So you saying she got the Lori Harvey stigma attached to her?
Well,
I'm just saying hopping. Yeah, I'm saying just moving around.
Definitely. Okay. She got. I covered it last night. She had videos with Kevin Gates. She had a ongoing relationship with some local rapper, whatnot, what have you. Private jets and helicopters and expensive cars, all these different things, man. This woman got, no accolades to her name, no accomplishments, none of this stuff. She's just getting off her beauty, right? And we know what that is. She's using her body to get ahead in life. Unfortunately, though, like I said, man, usually, a lot of those women. Remember the girl you was talking about that got dismembered? She was the same thing. It was confirmed. Yeah. The girl, that girl was even more egregious because it was one before her, then another before her. She was on one of these, one of these purchasing, sites, and she said no black guys. I forget what they say. No something, no AAs or something like that. I don't know, whatever it is. They showed it, but literally she was saying she was escorting, and she was no black dudes. So you worried about haggling a price. You don't want to deal with niggas because niggas trying to get the budget, and you can dealing with a motherfucking white boy that pay the price and you pay the ultimate price. I think she got found in an attic, Hamp. I think he stuffed her in the attic of like an abandoned house or some shit.
Yeah. I understand. I think people need the context to why people's disposition is as such. And a lot of people's disposition is similar to yours before anything you said. I asked that in the jump. And men and women alike, for the most part, from the chat, just me put a 1 in the chat, 2 in the chat, have that feeling. If you disassociate yourself from your people and while doing it, you are disparaging, those people no longer give a fuck what happens to you. And and the thing is, most of the people in the chat aren't wishing bad, but when bad happen, they are apathetic to it happening. And so what you saying is along the lines with most of the sentiments that were shared earlier when I asked that question. Mr. Fantastic, is there anything else that you need to edify us on regarding this here?
Nah, man. I appreciate you bringing me up, bro. I guess they said people were saying that he was detained or whatever. No, he was questioned. They didn't detain him. They didn't take his passport and all that stuff.
Yeah.
As far as it goes, it's a lot of rumors and things going along around now. Again, very, very unfortunate, but please, people, we're not trying to save the hoes. The hoes are a foregone conclusion, but we are trying to prevent the motherfucking next round of hoes outgrowing the current ones we have. All right, please understand that. And this hatred that, again, not all black women have for black men are ending up detrimental for a lot of black women, bro. Young ones. Now, I don't think none of these women were. She might have been 30. I don't think, was she 30? I don't even know if she was 30.
No, I don't think she was 30 because she might be though.
A lot of these.
She might be because Mont is 32, and I think his girl and him like the same age, so probably right around there. Yeah.
Yeah, but 30 is less than half of the motherfucking life expectancy. We'll just say that, right? So a lot of these girls, all these girls we seeing are extremely young, right? Being taken out by these white boys, bro.
Yeah.
So that's all I got, bro. I appreciate you as always.
No doubt, bro. See you soon.
Yup.
He knows. Salute. Been a member for 27 months. JP, what's the deal? I can't hear you. On mute.
Perfect.
What's going on, Hamp?
Salute to the call-in show, good brother. What's your thoughts?
Well, freed that man Zoe. I'm glad he did it. He took our trash out. I think that every time people do stuff to black men, we always required to respond with love and morality, especially when it comes to black women. I'm no longer practicing that. I don't care who don't like it. F her in her grave. She was up there doing shows talking about, black men, how she kept trying to make it like that's why she kept going live, trying to show how she did all this good treatment from the white man over black men. And so, like I say, even when I noticed when I noticed her father and her mother, mainly her father didn't really have no emotions. I think as a father, representing your black daughter representing you in this way to the point where she grow up and get the very out. This black man been in this black girl's life and the alter betray her own father. So, bro, if my kids did the same thing and something like that happened, bro, how could I put this? I'm not gonna be egregious like a person that don't know her will, but I ain't gonna have that same feeling. Once you betray, it's called treasonous, and you betrayed the race. So yes, whatever happened to you, fuck you. They celebrate Kevin Samuels' death. They celebrate all of these other black men, and when black men, the passport bros get robbed overseas, they talk about that. So I'm celebrating her death, and it's so funny that her last name is Robinson, the same lady that got dismembered in my city. Last name was Robinson, right? I call her Ashy Roach. It's 100% disrespect that I have towards her.
So
I don't feel no empathy. In fact, I'm planning on going live. I just got paid today, and every white man that's in prison for taking out our trash, I want to put at least $20 on their books.
So
you take out my trash, you deserve some type of compensation.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing, right? They did a thing to us, right? So we're responding in kind. You're simply saying it's time out for black men to take the high road, right?
Yeah, fuck that high road.
Okay. Here's what I was thinking, right? Because I understand Mr. Fantastic says something, not the same thing you're saying, but he's saying like people more or less don't care. You saying that you think it's a good thing that this happened.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, so I was asking clarity, right? Now here's the thing. It gives me cause for pause to follow the modus operandi of the women in the first place. Isn't that how we got to a point of dismay? Isn't that how we got to a point of being downtrodden for not maintaining standards and principles as a community? And now the hierarchy has been flipped, right? And so now we don't have any influence. Nobody respects us because our women are now the leaders of our community. Other men don't respect us when they see that happening. So why would we follow their lead in something like this? What you think?
Well, I'm tired as a black man, since we've been over here, I'm trying to add up to something and gain respect from anybody that never going to respect us. They haven't respected us all of this time. There's nothing that you could do as a black man in America where, unless you go to war with somebody and claim your throne back. Right now, you are not sitting on no throne, so it's never going to be no respect. Only thing we doing is we just wallowing in shit. We just trying to get by, right? So we not respected already. So I don't think that aiming to get respect from other men, including our women, is pointless. It's useless. Only if you play the game of chess. All of this stuff, chess came up right in my head. And what the white man did is showing that he could cross the black man's territory, gain his woman, his wife, and use the black woman against the black man. That's what we've been having now in 2026. And once he done with her, he sacrificed her. So I would ask, should black men continue to support the black women that's been captured by the other side mentally? What I mean by captured, like they believing in the white man system, they believing in the white man God, they ran the white woman's hair, they trying to emulate the white woman, they keep trying to be like the white woman, even far as with their education. That tells me she's no longer on the black man's program. And I believe as a black man who create black women and black men, if you're not on the black man's program, it is 100% sacrificing you. I don't have no regard for no black woman that's not on the black. A lot of people quote me and say, he think all black women should die. I didn't say that. I said every black woman that's not on the black man's program.
Just make sure, right? You know, certain things don't cross a certain threshold. Go ahead.
So you're not on a lot of black women want to say, we don't got to be on a black man's program. Oh, yes, you do. You was created for the black man. You come out of the black man. You got your existence from the black man. And guess what? The only people that can continue to create the black woman is the black man. Can't no white man create no black woman. The only woman that he can create is the woman that the black woman say that the black man always choose above them, and that's the biracial woman. But far as the dark-skinned black woman, the black man is the responsible for that. So I was telling black men, maybe we should stop impregnating black women. We already see that black woman, the dark-skinned woman, already showed us that she will commit treasonous. She already showed us that she's disloyal. She would throw us under the bus. When you look at if somebody asks me what JP, when you think of black women, what the first thing come to your mind? And I say the enemy. And when you look at history from when the system got involved, a lot of people want to feel sorry and say, well, black women being in the same curse and what the bell, it don't matter. It don't matter. They've been captured and they curse what the bam. So I'm not gonna try to love on my enemy.
Yeah, I got you. Hey JP, you know what's interesting, right? I know you can't see the chat, but I would say it is maybe 30 or 40%, 30% that are kind of agreeing with a rendition of what it is you're saying, right? I don't think they agree with like maybe what people would consider the more extreme points, right? But there is a fair subset that is saying, yeah, we tired and we pushing back at the same way y'all pushed at us, you know? So when I had mentioned that, there's a pretty decent percentage that doesn't agree. They saying, nah, this is what you did. This is the response to the negative rhetoric that was put out against the men, right? And so now the men are firing back with the same gun, and now we want to correct behavior. So now when the men start shooting back, now it's like, all right, enough is enough. But it should have been enough is enough before. There's actually a pretty decent percentage that does agree with that point. And Mr. Fantastic was making that same point. You know, that you heard it before, like a similar point to like, oh, now that men got YouTube, they can speak up for themselves. And now it's a problem. Now the community's in shambles when the shit talking should have stopped before, right? If we wanted to handle it, it should have been handled in-house. But now that it's outside, it's lit, you know? And now you're saying, yo, once you get away from us, it's fuck you.
Yes.
Point blank, period. And whatever happens, that happens. You actually said even up to including your own daughter. Is that right?
Yes.
If she were to divest, let me just use that word for sake of conversation. You saying whatever happens to her, happens to her.
Yeah, yeah.
And you standing on that because they don't want to get on a black man's program. And if you want to go to other men, you are subject to whatever they give you. Now, let me ask you this, right? And then I'll get your final thoughts, and then I'm going to get the next caller, all right? Because I'm supposed to not be up here too long for this show. This is supposed to be my shortest show. So,
all right.
I ask, right, what program, what have we constructed, and this is one of your points, that allows the women to be under a program where it's safe, fast, efficient, and producing, right? Because you say all the time, black men are weak. So I guess if you believe that about us, right, I ask what program and what is there to align with given your sentiments?
What you mean, what type of program?
Well, like you saying, like the black women don't want to be on our program, right? But you also say black men are weak, downtrodden. We don't own shit. We don't run shit. So I'm
so
just
basically we don't have a program.
Yeah, based on because you told me that on Monday. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like where do they go? Who do they align with? What program is there to follow?
So even let's say I know that black men don't have no program, but that's still the black man's creation, which is the black woman. No matter what type of position we are in, she's still supposed to be for that black man. No matter what's the case, you never join the enemy territory. The people that put us, that actually put us in this position, right? And like black men, they lost the battle, or our history was told by our oppressors, and so we probably don't know that we probably used to win battles, but they the one control the narrative. But however it is, the black woman, no matter how far along the black man is, you still supposed to be with the black man no matter what. If you didn't want that, you don't deserve to be created. Right? And so I'm thinking like this. And this goes to why black men hate each other. If you paid attention, everything bad that was told about the black man was told by the white man and the black woman. And one thing about the black man and the black woman and the white man has 100% in common is that they disregard black men. They have zero respect for black men. And guess what? We was raised by our oppositions, the black woman and the white man, whom wouldn't mind seeing black men dead. As you can see, you see this black woman basically having sex with a Ku Klux Klan member, right? That's how I take it. And what do the Ku Klux Klan? What's the history of the clans? Terrorizing not only just black men, but also black women and children. But the black woman is okay with that as long as you give her a bag, right? And so, what my train of thought was, damn. So
I gotta get to the next caller, too, good brother.
How could I put this down? Damn. I wanted to say some. Okay.
Well, we can.
Well, forget it.
I can rotate you back. Because we only got a couple people in the back, just to, but I just want to, because we got your main.
Oh, that's what I was finna say.
All right, just condense it. So I can.
That's what I was about to say. Condense it. So the black woman, the reason why I blame the black woman anyway, on reason why we have a lot of murders in our community, amongst black men. When a black woman taught us, she said, you better not come to my house. You don't let another black man, which is the N-word, hit you. You better hit their ass back. I'm gonna go get my cousins on you, nigga. I'm gonna woo out the band. Usually be black men versus black men. But when it came to white men, this not how the way to fight. You march, you fight through an intellect, you woo out the bam. So basically, we got taught to look at DJ Hamp and JP, go to war, go to battle. In fact, if we gun each other down, one of us gonna get some pussy. The last man standing, we're gonna get rewarded with some ass. We're gonna get rewarded with some submission, support. But if you do that with a white man, now you got a problem. Right now, you it's almost like this is how black men got to start shooting each other, because everybody that he was raised by was his opposition. Nobody had no type of love or regard for black men, the people that we was raised by. And so, yes, black women is part of that. A lot of them are. And at this point, I don't give a fuck about what happened to them. Fuck them.
Okay. Yeah. Salute to JP. We got your sentiments. I got a couple other brothers in the back. So, okay. We appreciate those thoughts, JP. I'm gonna drop you down. If you're still here, maybe I'll, just in case somebody got a response for you.
Yep.
All right. Sean, what's good? Salute to my OG Sean in the building. Perfect. Sean, you can hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. How you feeling?
I'm doing the right thing. How you?
Oh shit. I don't know.
I know you heard what I heard. One thing, I think that accountability is definitely key, and that's lacking in regards to our conversations regarding the women and how they see it in the earth, I think the celebration of what happened is different, though. Right? That those two things aren't mutually exclusive. That's why I made sure to kind of parse out what Mr. Fantastic said about the apathy is much different than being happy about it. But I don't want to. I want to hear your thoughts though. What's up, Tiff?
All right, Hamp. I got a couple of questions, and some of the questions I'm asking them in a specific way on purpose.
Okay.
The first question is the story you told about the young lady you saw with the white guy.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know who she voted for?
No.
Do you know who she prays to?
No.
Do you know if she's a hood rat of the highest order?
No, I do not know that.
Okay. Before you decided to walk over there, did you know for sure why and how she ended up by that white man's side?
No.
Okay. You remember that story you told us about, like, you know, seeing colonizers coming through your hood and you was on some, man, what the fuck y'all doing over here? You remember that?
Yes.
Hamp, this is the thing about you, right? Let me ask this last question before I say this part. What made you decide to and I'm asking this question intentionally like this. What made you decide to not mind your fucking business when you saw that girl with that white man?
I felt, and I'm saying feel, a responsibility to her. I'm a father of black girls. So if I would have saw her on the news later or in somebody's ditch, I wouldn't have been able to lay that down.
And that's where it should land. Hamp, you are a habitual enforcer. That's what you do, right? You didn't have to know who the fuck she voted for, if she was a whore. You didn't have to know who she prayed to, or how she ended up in the company of that white man. Your first thought was to make sure that everything was everything and she was safe. And that is the role of the black man. That's what it should be. It didn't matter to you in that moment what her worldview was. It just didn't matter. The thing is, black men and black women, we belong to one another, whether we like it or not. I don't care if a nigga's a clucker. I don't care what the situation is. The situation is you're part of this community, for better or worse.
Yeah.
There's no way I can see an act of aggression from an outsider and not feel like it was in some way directed towards me. What we're trying to gauge with this situation with Ashlee being killed is the man's intent, if he did it. What was his intent? It's fucked up if he killed her, first off. Yeah, let's start there. That's terrible. But also, the way that it was done. How many messages can be sent? How many other messages can you be trying to send by hanging a black person? It's only one message you're trying to send.
Yeah.
And it ain't just to the person you're killing. It's, to me, against black people as a whole. So there's no part of me that would not feel like something was done to me, like something wasn't also done to me, like it couldn't also have been my family member, my loved one.
Yeah.
There's nothing that would disconnect me from that. But this is the thing I noticed, the people that speak against these things, they're pretty consistent, right? They speak against collectivism across the board. You know, they speak against community building. They discourage us from group economics and things like that. They say, take care of yourself and your household. They speak about that isolationism. They speak about that. They speak against global protectionism. When I say it's black men's job to fix the problems in the black community. Nah, man, worry about your own. It's like they're against mutually assured construction, not destruction. They're against our mutually assured construction. And I think that's very regrettable that niggas don't feel connected to this in some sort of way. They don't feel like it's their job to, at the very least, investigate and say, hey, look, was this racially motivated?
Yeah. Because
and that's my problem with it.
Hanging is symbolic. You see? See, so now if he did that, right, and that was his way to get her up out of here, hanging is symbolic, right? And so that's the one thing I assessed to where it naturally invokes an emotion, right? Black people hanging. You know, now after that emotion, now I'm trying to discern what's what, who's who, this, that, and the third. But to me, he did that shit. Right? And you're right. Let's say I was in his presence. Let's say we both knocked, we in gym pop. I think I'm gonna do something to him. And I'm not gonna be thinking, oh, she said black men ain't shit from Twitter. That's not gonna be my first thought. You know, but am I bugging though?
Nah, you're not bugging, Hamp. That's everything I understand how it would go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it goes. Motherfucker can't come through your hood spanking shit and niggas don't respond. I don't care if this nigga was the biggest goofy in the hood. You come through this motherfucker, nigga, you came through and you, nigga, that's an affront to all of us. And if we let one motherfucker do it, everybody think that shit is green light. And so the fact that a nigga think it's a green light for some colonizer to come through and do some shit like this just supports when I keep saying niggas be pussy when it comes to racial relations. And they could be fucking Sergeant Slaughter with anything else, but they pussy when it comes to that white man. You know what I'm saying? Every time they see a nigga, they want to spank shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey there, Mr. Charlie, when it comes to the white man for some fucking reason, which is why we see these motherfuckers all through New York and shit that don't look like us, nigga, untouched. But niggas want to know what the fuck we doing when we come around that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Who we here to see? But them motherfuckers get a green light. It's motherfuckers like that to me that are way more problematic than anything we can think of. Because you don't know where the fuck they stand. When shit hit the fan. Another thing, right? And I've known JP for quite some time. JP came up here and said a bunch of fuck shit, my nigga. The worst thing that JP said is he sees black women as the enemy. A nigga that actually married a black woman. A nigga that's raising a multitude of black girls that's gonna become black women one day. And I could call JP and talk about this, but since he said it live, I think I gotta respond to that live. JP, that was some goofy shit. And I've never said nothing to you like that before, my nigga, but that was some goofy shit, my nigga. You are literally single-handedly responsible for the rearing, the raising, the mindset of little black girls, my nigga. And for you to say that they the fucking enemy, my nigga, how am I supposed to have the mindset to protect your daughters and you saying that they the enemy? Because you can't exclude them, my nigga. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so Sean, he was saying, like, listen, if she chooses to align herself with a white man, understanding the atrocities, you know, understanding who our enemies are, then he treats her and a woman that's willing to do that just like an enemy because that's who she aligned with.
Hey, my daughter could align with purple Smurfs, my nigga. I'm putting it all on the line for her. I don't give a fuck. We going to every war over her. I don't give a fuck.
So, Sean, I was asking this question the other day, right? And Omar kind of helped me with this thought, though, to look at it more holistically. He said, your daughter call you. Yo, my boyfriend gave me an eye jam and you get over there. He bludgeoned and all that, right? She hit him with some shit, hit him first and all that. Are you gonna go over there and whoop his ass?
1000%.
Do we disregard the behavior to a fault? The disregard of the daughter or the woman in the situation to a fault?
Nah, not at all. Me and her, we'll deal with that later. But at the end of the day, Hamp, it's the same with you, bro. If we out somewhere, my nigga, and I'm talking spicy to a nigga and a fight break out, nigga, we fighting. Don't matter what the fuck transpired, nigga, we fighting. It is what it is. Why would it be different with the homies? Nigga, in Chicago, niggas know if I say AA, I need some AA, nigga, aid and assist, nigga. It don't matter what kicked that shit off. If we fighting, we fighting. At the end of the day, I deal with her when I deal with her. But if you lay hands on her, it's going to be a problem. It just is what it is.
Okay. Does that do anything to exacerbate the negative behavior?
Maybe it does. I could say it's likely that it does, but I wouldn't give a fuck. The deal with her on the back end part, yeah, let's try to make sure that it doesn't. But in that space, at that moment, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know if you saw that black girl that you walked up on and she had a black eye and she was with Buddy. You wouldn't know whether or not she precipitated that black eye. You just wouldn't know or wouldn't care. It's the same situation to me.
Yeah. 100%. You know, it was interesting. I understand it. You know, I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking in this moment, right? I'm assessing and analyzing our behavior. You see? And I'm just simply asking, are we doing it wrong and doing them a disservice in the long run? I understand what my reaction is. I'm also trying to assess my reaction, you know? Like, damn, that's kind of might be backwards, might be asked out, right? So I'm just doing an over analysis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what, Hen? People's parents, like whether it's your mom or your dad, if you have siblings, they never ask was your sibling right or wrong. If both of y'all didn't come home with a well whooped ass, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you didn't help your sibling.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when did that change? And people people, I'm sure in the comments or whatever the case may be, will refute this, but everybody's parents and shit taught us the same shit. Nobody. Nobody said, was your brother right? They say, why the fuck you ain't help your brother? Go back outside. You know what I'm saying? Go get some get back. That's what the fuck we taught. And once again, that's when motherfuckers start sounding scary and shit when you got to make all these assessments and shit like that.
Yeah, I think the hesitation to get a lot of niggas killed. Right? You gotta make a decision and go with it. Sean, this is the last thing because you had brought it up. Like, they thought I was bugging too, I think. When the white guy was in my neighborhood, but there's no white people that live over there, I didn't understand why he was out there, so I escorted him out to the end of the block. But they said I was bugging for that too. And he was a disheveled white man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these niggas will the people who say you was bugging will never protect their communities like that. They're the same ones, I promise you, who discourage any of us who talk about building community or protectionism like this. I guarantee we can put, if I would spend good money to have someone put together a montage of them niggas having that opinion consistently. So they ain't protecting shit. I don't give a fuck if they military or not. Nigga, they ain't protecting shit over here as it relates to our community. So I would expect them to say that. So yeah, that's all I got on that on the situation, bro.
Okay. Hey, Sean, I love you. I appreciate you, man. We'll be in the Discord a little later. I got a few more guests, and then I'm going to get up out of here. I'm only supposed to be here for an hour, man, but we got some interesting opinions for sure, man. Salute, Sean. Taroos, what's poppin'?
Perfect. Yo, good afternoon, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. Finally back outside, man. Not in the basement anymore. You know what I mean? Out like a bear of hibernation's done. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Salute, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, you know what's crazy, Hamp? A few years ago, this incident reminded me a few years ago there was a group of 4 Black American friends that went to Mexico. Homegirl died under mysterious circumstances. Only 3 came back.
Yeah.
And the first thing I go, damn, you really only find out about your people, what they really like on vacation or in a dire situation. And it always seems like you finding out about your closest people the hard way. You know what I mean? The other thing I was looking at was the fact that this is yet another example of what happens when women keep chasing hypergamy. I keep hearing that word routinely all the time. And there are women like influencers, let's be clear, it's kind of, you're a gold digger and you chasing you chasing the dream life, the Barbie dream house shit. And unfortunately, this happens to a lot of women, regardless of the ethnicity.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm looking at this situation like, okay, this dude proposed to her. They get into an argument. She done strangled her, or she allegedly strangles herself. Somebody strangles, but she's a Black American woman going against, now deceased can't defend herself against a white man in a foreign country. We all know how this is probably going to end.
And how is that?
With him walking. His passport, his documents are held right now, but again, unless the hotel footage says otherwise, there's no proof of him as of right now entering the hotel room at the time. You get what I mean? So right now, there's a lot of things, Hamp, unfortunately, we don't know.
Yeah.
But we know that this is a country right above South Africa with their long ass history about freaking with apartheid and preference for the white man and stuff like that. And this guy's a rich white man. You know what I mean? And so that's the problem I really see is a lot of the class, like ladies, I understand you want wealthy men and all these things, but that shit comes with a cost. There's a balance to everything. A lot of these women, like ladies, just don't look at black or white men. Look at all around the world. Look at China. Look at Japan. Look at Western Europe. Hamp. There is a thing going on where these wealthy dudes are taking their girls or their wives on hiking trails and trying to leave them out there. Like, did you hear about the one right here where he tried to hit her with a rock and everything like that?
Yeah, I heard that.
They trying, like, these dudes be trying the craziest shit to get rid of let's be clear, what is supposed to be they love their lives, but what they consider problems. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and then on top of that, this should be a risk to all women trying to be influencers, man. Like, because everything's alleged and it's alleged suicide, bro, how many times have we seen influencers OD on something or try to off themselves because, no, they're not okay? It's because, no, it's you're an influencer. Your photos don't tell the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, there's so many angles to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. I think we misconstrue, right, how safe things aren't and how much people are willing to take advantage of you and how much people are risking, you know, by chasing that hypergamy and that money. And you have to have access to people to be successful in this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was thinking about it like this as well. It's so much, we talk about this before, like how it's really better to like build with somebody.
Yeah.
But when you're chasing the bag and you're trying to go with somebody who's already essentially checks all the boxes, got everything like they want or that you want in them, that means they also have way more to lose than you and are willing to do way more things to keep what they have.
Yeah, 100%. That's a hell of a point. Let me ask you a question, Tarus, more of a feeling question. Because what you laid out is, I think, pretty clean and matter of fact about the pros and cons, the concerns, the danger. You know, when you're chasing things, right, risk and reward go hand in hand. These things are falling to a risk of your life. You know, when you said people who are in dire straits on travel, you know, reveal themselves. Pressure busts pipes more than it makes diamonds. So I think that's a hell of a point. Let me just ask you this question. Obviously, you have daughters. What was your feeling about this when you see this black girl killed by this white man? What's your feeling?
Bro, I can't even lie and be like
allegedly, because I know you about the facts.
I can't even lie and say I was trying to be unbiased. Just as a dad, bro, the first thing I thought, man, he killed her. I mean, he the leader. My bad. I know.
Maybe.
But that was my first initial reaction, just as a dad. As wrong as it is, as much as we try to say, hey, let the facts come out. Again, initially, that was my reaction, bro, just straight up.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Oh yeah, he did that shit.
Yeah.
100%. And Sean and I were just talking through it. And when I see it, right, I find myself trying to understand it more than like have a reaction, because I think like once I see it, I'm gonna have to assess it in this way, you see? So there's something in my head I kind of desensitize so I can analyze it appropriately. What happens, because there's a hypothesis that I have and a point I'm making before I drop the link. So now my mindset goes to formulating that, and it's less about, damn, that could have been my daughter. Does that make sense? Just because I'm trying to like think of it.
Yes.
But yeah, man. Damn, man. Anything else on that, Tarus? Anything else you wanted to lead the people with? I got Trigger Mike in the back. We had
guys. Just look, get to know. Sometimes you don't know the people you know until you're in a dire situation. Unfortunately, there's no real way to try to mitigate for that. But one thing you can do is make sure you're not chasing superficial things, because it could lead to some real world results nobody wants. That's all I got for you.
That's a fact. Hey, Tarush, you my man. 100 grand, bro. Appreciate you. Good to see you, man. I'll see you soon.
Have a great day, bro.
Yes, sir. Trigger Mike, what's the word?
Perfect. Wow. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing the right thing. How about you?
Same.
Indeed.
Same. Trying.
Indeed.
Every day.
Indeed. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, tragic. Let's not even play around with it. I really enjoyed listening to everybody's responses. And, you know, I did want to respond to some of the stuff that I heard.
Okay.
But I like what Tarush had to say. I think everybody, especially as some of us husbands, some of us dads, especially to daughters, everybody has a little gem to drop. And how this particular situation affected them. Because when I see a dark-skinned girl, you know, my daughter dark-skinned, so I'm like, oh, it's a different type of feeling. Like, you know, that's my daughter if she grown.
Yeah.
Type of feeling in the immediate sense. What I'll say, now that the information has come out, you know, I don't know. I think the Tanzanian police, my brother, I don't know if you know, spent a lot of time there. He was in some kind of Peace Corps thing, not exactly the Peace Corps, but something like that.
With Chuck?
So he was there Chuck was there for like a year or something.
Okay.
So he was the one saying, no, it's a lot more of you know, it's based on tourism, but it's a lot more robust of a civilization than you might think, you know, not being there.
Yeah.
So, I was with everybody else like, oh, he murked the, dang, that's crazy. And now, you know, they were like, their rooms were separated. I was like, oh, okay. So now there was a conflict before the deletion.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, crime of passion. We got all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm looking like, oh man, the hanging part, that's the part where you got me like, that's symbolic in itself. But then, you know, I was an administrator in a behavioral hospital for years. I've done every job in there, you know, from tech to nurse to administrator, right? And I was like, somebody put in the chat a little while ago, Black women don't hang themselves. I was like, bullshit. You know, if I'd have took you to work with me, I've thwarted, if that's the term, several attempts, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep accounting of your bed sheets and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you go in there and she's trying to hang herself from the doorknob, I'm sorry. So, no, they do that, unfortunately. We're not really aware of people's mental instabilities, but, you know, hope her family finds some peace, because this is one of those things that I just think leaves so many questions. But I did want to say this. It is time to teach a lesson. Let me take this shit off my teeth.
I got you.
Real quick. It is time to teach a lesson, bro. I like what Tarush said about chasing hypergamy, but let's talk about this, because this is something that I'm going to preach to my daughter day in and day out. This boyfriend shit don't exist. It's a fake title. It's a fake title. And I'm going to just say this to all the Black women that's listening and the ones that will view this program. Boyfriend, that title don't exist. I cannot protect you if you're just going to continue to put yourself out there in situations that are not tailored for your protection. And I'm really trying to plead with young girls, stop. You're not supposed to be alone with guys that are not your husband. And I know that sounds traditional, but it's the only way your father and the men in your family have ever known how to protect you. That's the only way we can do it physically. That boyfriend shit does not exist. I told you my father-in-law, like I met him first time, maybe like 2013, something like that. His youngest daughter's boyfriend or whatever, you know, dude she was messing with, he has to come over to the crib to chill with her. I thought it was so weird. Like, I didn't used to see that. He ate breakfast. He broke bread with the family. They played a few games. He sat, watched TV. Then he bounced. She ain't allowed to go out with him by herself. You know what I mean? And that was my example to say, oh, this is the way this should be done. And the more I do, the more I'm being taught the history of my own, like my culture, the way people do things where my parents are from, that's the same way they do it. By the time a woman introduces a man to her family, they are damn near engaged. And then he still got to show up to the family's house to break bread with them to see her. And then the way that he makes his commitment that he will take the responsibility to keep her safe is through marriage. Other than that, why are you going somewhere? To another country, mind you, unchaperoned, with a dude that's not even your husband. Yes, I know they got engaged there, but still, it's just not safe. And I'm just racking my brain. There's no other way a man, a father, a brother can protect you if y'all are just gonna keep taking these risks.
Yeah, Mike, there's no the boyfriend thing, to your point, or girlfriend thing isn't substantiated in any of the Abrahamic texts, as an example. The dating thing is actually a rather new phenomenon.
Yep.
Most times people were situated together that made sense. And I think there were times where they had an affinity for each other. But most of the times when people were paired up is because it made sense, right? The families agreed. So if I sell grain and you sell sugarcane, we get together. Now we got grain and sugarcane by proxy of the families, right? And so I see that in terms of your breakdown, right? We live in this day and age, so it's hard for us to fathom that, no, families were involved and families marry, not just the two people, right? So I see you pointing that out. I see a lot of pushback to what it is that you're saying, but it makes sense because you're just speaking historically, even not even your culture. Historically, we've seen that. People's favorite show, Game of Thrones, they literally were pairing people up because they gained favor, right? They didn't get that concept out of thin air. There's another thing that we hear, right? And this one thing I speculated, Trigger Mike, and I questioned, right? They say that most sexual violence happens to women from people that they know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would argue those are strange men.
Yep.
Because what's the commitment? Because you went on a couple of dates, right? Because you met him in the club and you know his first and his last name, right? But you get to say, oh, I knew him. Well, did you? Or is he a strange man to you? And because how we partner up now, in terms of getting together, is so disjointed because our families aren't involved. We're giving people more credence to I know him than maybe we should. Or I know her than maybe we should. Obviously, we know a husband and wives have domestic violence too. We're not being obtuse. But we're saying absolutely. Even that thing about, oh, it's by a person she know. Well, how do you substantiate that? So I understand your point. I'm thinking through your point,
No, you got great points. There's this LCSW named Dr. I don't think she's a doctor. She's an LCSW. Erica Comazar presented some data, and she just broke it down. I'm going to summarize it real quick. Mm-hmm. She said the culture, meaning American culture, Western culture, has been lying. The greatest threat to any girl, a daughter, or whatever, woman in society is not being linked to her biological father. So we acting like fathers are the ones perpetuating this violence, right? But she says if it's a situation in which the children live with their mom, for instance, that person that they know is mama's boyfriend that harmed the kid or harmed the daughter or harmed the son. They said when a child is linked, meaning they either live with their biological father or they see him so often, a certain amount per times a week, all of that violence, sexual violence, physical violence, the numbers are so low, right? And I brought that up because this is a man thing. This is between men. So I just need women to kind of stay cool on this. This is between men. I personally believe the only way people don't violate even those strange men is if they're afraid of the consequences. They'll just go find another victim. And it's only men that can inspire that type of fear between men.
Yeah.
So instead of like you really want to trespass on this particular girl, but her father's always home, then it will stop the lawnmower to look at you like, what the fuck are you looking at? He's just gonna go find another victim.
Yo, you just that shit, man. Oh my God, yo, like hurting a kid. That shit hurt my fucking feelings.
Exactly, bro. It's
sick, I was outside yesterday on Sunday, right, Mike? And I was doing something. I was cutting grass. That's what I was doing, picking up leaves. We got 20 trees in the yard. I hate trees, bro. Right? And so this dude come flying through the neighborhood. Now it's like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. The kids ain't up. You know what I'm saying? 7:30 or so. And then he come back down in the street. So I'm standing in the middle of the road, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, you live here? Was that you in the white trucks? They came back in a red Corvette. I said, yo, don't come around this corner flying. We got I live at the end, so it's like a circle. You know what I'm saying?
So I live in the corner lot.
Yeah, so the kids kind of play in the circle part, you know? Yep. And I'm like, yo, don't come flying around the corner like that. I said, I got mad kids. There's kids that live there. There's kids that live here. I said, you got to be careful. You don't know, anybody could be running out in the middle of the street. I said, please don't do that anymore or somebody going to get hurt. You know? And
they just complied, bro. All they did was comply.
Yeah, they said, he's like, oh, sorry, you know? But I was so frustrated because my kid could just be, and I could see my dumbass son chasing his football in the middle of the street.
In the middle of the street.
You know? Yeah. And I'm like, and he's like, sorry. I said, no disrespect. You know, because I was kind of mad when I said somebody could get hurt. That part, I don't even know if I said no disrespect, but I said, y'all be safe, you know? But I didn't feel bad about it, but I'm just like, yo, because it's just like the kids, bro. But my bad, I derailed. But your point is, when we was growing up, Mike, the hardest girl to call was the one where her dad could pick up the phone.
Yeah.
From the landline. I didn't
call. What time your dad get home? I was doing recon before. You know what I mean? I'm not calling. Who is this? Nah.
Yeah, real shit, bro. Yeah, nah, that's recon is crazy.
Oh, but that you didn't derail at all though. All you did was give a characterization of the point. So I live in the exact same. I live in the corner lot. Mm-hmm. So I have, like they say, we want to ride dirt bikes. I sit in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
In the middle of the street. I'm the sign, there's the kids that play. I just sit in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
People wave, right? And my wife's like, oh, if everybody's slowing down, it seems like they breezing by when I was like, no, you're not even just there to tell people that are doing that. I'm telling other kids. I'm trying to teach the kids, like, look, there's a way this needs to be done for all of you to stay safe. We out here to play. And I think that's what dads represent. And we're supposed to represent. We're supposed to teach the kids, our own children, of course, but the children in the community, this is how you stay safe. I'm basically putting my body on the line. Like, look, not only do I watch my own children, I'll watch yours too if you send them out. Yeah. Right? So that's something that has been lost. We act like, that's why I'm so frustrated sometimes, right? It's not that you want to talk down to women or what they're doing. It's like, I cannot keep you safe without controlling the situation and telling what you can and cannot do. And I'm seeing that in my daughter, bro. She's only 8 years old. She's like craving independence, right? She wants to look more like her mom, look more like her aunts. And I'm slowly just trying to give her the game little by little to say, this is why you don't do such things. Even to the point of being graphic, to where if you're working out with your mom and your shirt is too small, meaning like look like a cut off belly shirt, I wouldn't even let you wear that outside so you can't wear it in the house. Give me that shirt. It's going to Goodwill. Because if you develop this habit, this is what could happen. And we got to protect our daughters that way, man. We have to.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, nah, it's just like you just talking about protection, and I didn't even hear a thing that you said unless I missed it that was disparaging. You talked about the protection the entire time. How you can protect them, how you can't protect it. All right.
Yeah, man.
So this the problem, right, Tiff? What you said is painting a narrative, right? Because that's just not true. But that's what I hate. We having a conversation about what most people are talking about today. And Mike didn't even say nothing negative. He talked about protection the whole time. I don't know. It's just like there's an agenda set from a person who comes in and they can't. and then they yeah, but you said what you said as though that was being avoided by this channel, as though this channel has some type of agenda regarding your sentiment. I take exception with that type of stuff. So, I don't know. I don't even know, like, they missed what you said, man. But nah, it's real. And what you saying was the norm, you know? The family thing, the vetting thing, to making sure that there was somebody, a level of somebody to cover you and protect, you know?
So I do understand what she did, though. That's not uncommon, bro. That's what we are fighting against. Mm-hmm. When we talk the way that we talk, they hear restriction. They hear lack of freedom. None of us. Here's what I want the women that are listening to understand. None of us are free to do what we want. That's the actual truth. You're looking at me, a man, as if I'm jealous and free to roam around this world. Like anyhow. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. Mm-hmm. There are consequences for each and every one of us in the way that we move.
Yeah.
So by me saying that I'm going to protect my daughter in certain ways, they hear restriction. The fact that I said you shouldn't be going on vacation alone with your man makes them upset. So that's why they're pushing back. They hear freedom lost, not protection given. But one thing I will add to that is, like, any woman is bold enough, why don't you try it my way? I guarantee you'll have the best life you ever had in your life. That is what you actually crave. It's just you're fighting your nature. You crave that type of protection. Every girl wants to be a daddy's girl. All right? You're just using it the wrong way. And Hamp, I did need to say this because
and I
my
got
brother
one more
Sean,
caller, brother.
Yeah, and then I'm done with it. In fact, this is the last point I wanted to make. What both they asked. You asked Sean, what would he do if his daughter called him and he went over there and both of them were bludgeoned? Mm-hmm. I actually have experience with that. So I have older cousins, like, that are about to turn 50 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we all used to live together in New York, right? When my father first got here. Mm-hmm. And I can remember them being like teenagers. Yeah. And the girl's the oldest. She would hit her brother first. She's like a year older than him. This dude was brolic. You know how dudes used to, I don't know, they be doing push-ups on the stoop and stuff. So 14 years old, he looked like he played football, basketball, wrestled, all of that. Mm-hmm. So he, like, tossed her across the room. My dad stood up and slapped the shit out of him. Because he's basically saying there were two lessons there, bro. Then the part that you did not expect is that he took his belt off and beat the shit out of my girl cousin. Mm-hmm. And the lesson that we all had to sit there and watch, it was like 10 of us kids sitting there, younger kids. Don't you ever put your hands on him to make him react that way. How the hell do you expect somebody to react when you're going to close fist punch him? He's a man. He will kill you. He whooped his ass to basically say, these are the consequences you're going to get in life when you do that. So you might want to find a different response. I understand that she hit you. All right. I got to whoop your ass because that's what men do to other men anyway, who respond incorrectly to things. That could be jail. That ass whooping could be jail. That's what that represented to me when I got older. But he always makes sure he taught two lessons. We don't teach the other lesson to the girls, bro. That's why they keep closed fist punching dudes in the face. We don't teach girls the lesson. So they get to do what they do with impunity, and they keep repeating the same mistakes that get them hurt. So always teach two lessons. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, you definitely told that story before too, but I think it's pertinent, right? Where there's a lesson that needs to be taught to both parties differently because it is a different lesson, right? But they yield a similar result, you know? But the reason why has to be articulated so they understand, you know? Yeah, man, salute Mike.
Perfect.
Salute the Trigger Mike in the building, man. The one thing about Mike, right, as he articulates the thing that he is saying needs to be done and experienced, he has the results to back up what he's saying he has done, you know? And here's the crux of the issue. Mike can say it, and I believe it. But how many of us are organized? How many of us are stable? How many of us have a legitimate program and a direction for a woman and then by proxy, the children? And I think that's where we have a wrestling match with these things that we want to instill and bestow and demand and then standardize is, are we constructed well enough as men to make sure these are implemented and then continuous? That's the part that we really got to wrestle with. And we lead in a lot of negative stacks as black men. And that allows us to be questioned and distrusted. Not to mention the things that are true, along with those things being true, compounded by propaganda. James, can you hear me? James, you on mute? I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Salute, salute, salute. James Harlem, can you hear me? My last call, I gotta go. Yo. James going once. James Harlem going twice. The last caller, I don't think the brother is back there. I mean,
Yeah, I did that.
like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Mr. Fantastic with the $5 says, a nigga that couldn't afford his own bail putting $20 on all white men killing black women is diabolical. This y'all champion though. Deborah with the $5 says, I'm sorry, but nobody should be celebrating someone's demise. This is how societies collapse. Stop it, please. He knows what up, good brother with the $5 says, I hope they don't flip this on black men. I haven't heard that as much. Big Draws was popping with the $5 says, rest in peace to her and condolences to her family. 75% he did it, 25% she did it because he dumped her and she didn't want to face the backlash from that. Marcus with the $5 says, yo, big bro, thank you for talking about this topic. Have you noticed that the divestors aren't saying anything about the woman that was deleted? Well, I looked at a couple clips. But yeah, it's kind of quiet on that front, I think. But I don't know. I don't know if I did enough due diligence. You know what I'm saying? All right. Salute to all the callers. We don't have anybody else in the building. I think that this is a hell of a conversation to assess. Here's what I'm asking, though, that you assess the points, right? Don't have a presupposition based on simply who's talking. I think you do yourself a disservice and you show a lack of intelligence to where as soon as someone starts talking and you think you know what they're going to say, or you assume what they're going to say because that's the person, you dismiss what's being said. And I think we miss a whole lot because we make these predeterminations. There's so many times where there's so much edification happening to those that can be edified. But when you stop listening, I mean, who does that don't benefit you? That's for damn sure. But I think dope show, man. Salute to everybody who came up here. We got a lot of work to do. Tonight's show is going to be on and popping. We doing 1965 to 1980, 1964 to 1984. We didn't really get through it because we had a hell of a conversation about communism versus capitalism. So we got to finish the rest of that. You know? So I appreciate y'all wholeheartedly, man. Salute to the call-in show. I like this show, man. I usually be shorter than this, but we'll figure it out. I'll see y'all this evening, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the Discord. It's going to be popping. I promise you. This conversation will continue. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out.